My friends, listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you sounds like a thriller ripped straight out of Hollywood. But it's real. Right now, a dangerous game is unfolding between Denmark and the United States, and the prize at the center of it all is none other than the world's largest island, Greenland. Yes, you heard that right. President Donald Trump has quietly launched what some are calling the Greenland Operation. The mission? To spark an independence movement on the island, drive a wedge between Greenland and Denmark, and ultimately, bring Greenland under American influence. Sound crazy? Let me break it all down for you, because this story has spies, secret surveillance, angry allies, and a struggle over resources that could reshape the future of the Arctic and the entire balance of power. So grab a seat. This is going to get intense. It started with a presidential order from Trump himself. American intelligence agencies, from the CIA to the Defense Intelligence Agency, DIA, to the National Security Agency, NSA, all received the same instructions from the White House. Focus your eyes on Denmark and Greenland. Watch everything, record everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Phone calls, emails, text messages, social media chats, video calls. Nothing was off limits. Even the private conversations of Denmark's prime minister, her ministers, and top bureaucrats are reportedly under surveillance right now. Spy satellites are constantly hovering above Denmark and Greenland, capturing data, while American operatives on the ground are moving like shadows. They're not soldiers in uniform, they're undercover, posing as journalists, businessmen, even tourists. But make no mistake, they're there with a mission: to recruit locals and stir separatist sentiments in Greenland. Denmark's own intelligence services are furious. Reports are flowing back to Copenhagen that American agents are actively trying to create a separatist movement on the island. Exactly the kind of strategy Russia used in Ukraine before launching its invasion. Denmark is not taking this lightly. As soon as they realized what was happening, they summoned the highest-ranking American diplomat in Copenhagen. Not once, but multiple times. Imagine this: Denmark, a loyal NATO ally, dragging US diplomats into their foreign ministry and demanding, "What are you doing in Greenland? Why are your agents recruiting our people? Why are you undermining our sovereignty?" Denmark's Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen put it bluntly, "Any interference in Denmark's internal affairs is unacceptable. We will not tolerate foreign actors destabilizing Greenland." This is extraordinary, folks. Denmark and the US are supposed to be allies. They've fought side by side in NATO for decades. Denmark trusted America so much that they allowed the US to build a massive airbase on Greenland, one that serves as the hub for America's Arctic military operations, and even as a platform for space-related activities. And yet now, Danes feel betrayed, stabbed in the back by their closest ally. So why is Trump so obsessed with Greenland? Back in March, he made it clear in a speech, "We need Greenland for our national and international security. One way or another, we're going to get it." At first, many laughed. They thought Trump was joking. After all, this is the same president who once floated the idea of buying Greenland outright. Danish leaders dismissed it as a bizarre Trump fantasy. But it wasn't a joke, it was the beginning of a plan. Trump sent some of his highest-level officials, Vice President J.D. Vance, National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, and Energy Secretary Chris Wright, to Greenland. Their arrival sent shockwaves through Denmark's leadership. Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen called it unacceptable pressure, and admitted publicly that Trump was dead serious about Greenland. Behind the scenes, U.S. intelligence coordination was handled by Tulsi Gabbard, America's Director of National Intelligence. Under her direction, the CIA, DIA, NSA, and more than 10 other agencies launched a full-scale covert campaign. Phase 1, gather intelligence. Phase 2, influence hearts and minds. Phase 3, political and possibly armed separatist movements. And according to experts, those phases may already be overlapping. How exactly is America trying to break Greenland away from Denmark? First, through old-school espionage. Agents on the ground, mingling in hotels, cafes, and bars, pretending to be friendly outsiders. Their mission? To find Greenlanders sympathetic to independence, or, better yet, sympathetic to America. Second, through propaganda and disinformation. Social media is buzzing with whispers about Denmark exploiting Greenland, ignoring its people, and holding back its economy. Many of these narratives, Denmark's intelligence services warn, are amplified by US-linked accounts. Third, through promises of wealth. American agents are telling Greenlanders, "Let us companies come in. Let us mine your resources. You'll be rich, dollars pouring in, prosperity everywhere." It's classic persuasion. Offer people money, promise them independence, and quietly nudge them toward breaking with Denmark. The goal? A Greenland divided, between pro-Danish and pro-American camps. Once polarization sets in, conflict becomes inevitable. Now, let's talk about why Greenland is such a prize. Greenland may only have 56,000 people, about the size of a small town. But the island itself is 3 times bigger than Texas. It is the world's largest island, and strategically positioned in the Arctic, right between North America and Europe. Its landmass is covered in ice, but that ice is melting, and underneath lies untold riches. We're talking oil, gas, gold, silver, copper, iron, and especially rare earth minerals, the critical ingredients for modern technology. Geologists say Greenland may be one of the richest untapped resource zones on the planet. And let's not forget, whoever controls Greenland also gains enormous rights over Arctic waters. Fishing zones, oil exploration rights, and sea lanes that are opening up as ice melts. We're talking about a potential economic zone of more than 4 million square kilometers. That's more than 5 times the size of Turkey. For the US, it's not just about money, it's about military dominance. Control of Greenland means control of the Arctic, an area that Russia and China are also eyeing hungrily. So yes, Trump wants Greenland, not just as a trophy, but as a cornerstone of America's future global power. Denmark, meanwhile, is in shock. They expected pressure from Russia, but not from their closest ally, the United States. Danish newspapers are now openly comparing America's actions to Russia's tactics in Ukraine. Think about that. NATO allies accusing each other of using Ukraine-style destabilization playbooks, which is how serious this has become. And when news of US spying broke, instead of denying it, America's intelligence director Gabart lashed out, accusing the media of helping deep state actors undermine Trump. But in doing so, she all but confirmed the espionage was real, which means this. Trump is not joking. He wants Greenland, and the operation is already underway. So what happens now? Experts believe the next phase will be the creation of a full-fledged independence movement in Greenland. Political groups will emerge, calling for separation from Denmark. The island's population will split into 2 camps, those loyal to Copenhagen and those leaning toward Washington. And if Denmark resists too hard, the massive US military base on Greenland could suddenly come into play. This is no longer just about politics. It could escalate into a security crisis, a clash between 2 NATO members over territory and resources. And let's be real, if Trump decides to push harder, Denmark, small, with limited military power, will struggle to resist American pressure. So here we are, my friends. A new geopolitical drama is unfolding, the United States versus Denmark, not enemies but supposed allies, locked in a silent struggle over the Arctic's greatest prize. Greenland may look like a frozen wasteland on the map, but beneath the ice lies power, wealth, and global dominance. And Trump? He's determined to have it. The only question is, will Denmark fight back hard enough to stop him, or is Greenland already slipping away? Now I want to hear from you. Do you think America has the right to pursue Greenland this way, or is this a dangerous betrayal of an ally? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I'll be reading them all. And if you found this video eye-opening, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next deep dive into global power struggles. Because trust me, this story is only just beginning.